This is our super lightweight 3D tender. We've been using it for about a year. It's really light, it folds up really small, and it's really sold us the idea of having a lightweight tender, but it's not big enough for me and it's not big enough for Dawn and a dog. So we've got a slightly larger one, and we've tried it out. We've taken a pump and purchased it, and before we've even blown it up, we want to show you what it's like and compare it directly to the brilliant 3D, which we've had for around about a year and a half now. We got this 3D tender by pure chance. We wanted to buy an E-Propulsion Spirit 1.0 and we were offered one, and this came as part of the deal. Actually, it's super lightweight, folds up small, and we've been mega impressed with it. So much so that we've gone away from the idea of popping a rib on the back of Friday night and thought about a bigger lightweight tender. So with that in mind, we popped down to our favourite marina at Fox's. We did a small deal, and for just under £600 we've bought a 2.7 metre super lightweight dinghy. Now, this is super lightweight, it's folded up in its valet, and it has some attachments that come for free, namely a pump. That's a rarity in itself these days, it's fairly good quality, the board, a repair kit, and a full set of oars. And it looks like it's going to fold up really small, but the only way we're really going to tell is to blow the pair of them up together, stick them on the water with the outboard on the back, and give them a road test. Size for size wise, straight away that you can see that the 3D is a much smaller tender than this one. This looks like it's going to take a little bit more blowing up. The Waveline certainly is a good brand. It's overtaken many of the more expensive brands in recent years. Straight away the quality looks really good as well. This is certainly the similar sort of thickness material to what the 3D is. You've got a painter on the front there which is included. That's another rarity that you don't see these days, and you can see that the lightweight comes from certain parts of it being made of thinner material and other parts of it being made from thicker material. Nice to see also that the safety ropes have now got a shrink on there. One of the things that happens with a lot of the cheaper tenders is these are just folded through a couple of times and poked in, and they come undone very easily, so that's a really good improvement. Generally very impressive. The 3D is a super really rugged little machine. Let's just show you. Here's the air floor, but let's have a look at the spec here. You can see straight away it's designed for two, up to a load of 250 kilos. This is for a Twin Air 200. That's a fairly respectable load rating, and you can see up to 3.5 horsepower for a 2 metre dinghy. It's got a drain there as well. The airfloor is really rigid when you blow it up. It's a super quality dinghy. We've been massively impressed with it. It's just a little bit too small. Looking at the load rating here in the Waveline, this is massively impressive. Suddenly our weight carrying capability goes up to 430 kilos and a 10 horsepower motor for a 2.7 dinghy. That's outrageously good. Now we've got the packing off, I guess the next job is to blow them both up, get them both in the water side by side, and give them a little bit of a trial. I'm super glad that those are inflated now, but you can see the difference straight away from the 2 metre to the 2.7. The Waveline is a completely different beast, yet it's only just a few kilograms more and it wraps up to nearly the same size. You can see around the boat itself the valves are quite substantial. We've got 3 chambers on the main boat itself, 2 rear sponsons and the front, as well as the high pressure airfloor, straps there for a fuel tank, absolutely essential if you're going to put a big engine on this, the seat which you must remember to pop in before you inflate the final section, and of course the drain and the transom shield for an outboard. They compare very similarly when you look at them in design. The airfloor is almost identical, and My suspicion is they may have come from the very, very same factory. Who knows? Looking at the two in the water, you can certainly see why we've opted for a larger dinghy. The 3D is brilliant, but it's too small, as I said. Have a look at this. That's a big dinghy for a 2.7. It looks big, and it feels big as well. It feels much heavier once it's inflated and the seat's in place than what it does when it's rolled up. Amazing. This is the motor we're going to be testing them out with. It's an E-Propulsion Spirit 1.0. It's got a medium shaft. We've been super impressed with this, although what we have noticed is that the battery loses power when it's not used for a while, but we've given it a good charge today, and we're super excited to get these on the back of the dinghies and give them a really good run out. Let's try it, shall we? If you're going to get yourself on the water, don't forget a buoyancy aid of some form, and don't forget an emergency paddle if you can't be bothered to pop the oars on, like I haven't either. So that's it. We've got the E-Propulsion engine on the back. We're on the 3D to start with. I'm going to give that a really good little run down the river, and I've downloaded a speedometer off Play Store, and so we're going to see how fast this goes and then have a look at the difference between this and the new Waveline. So flat out in the 3D, and we're getting just under 4 knots, but just as we come into the wind and the tide, it's getting a little bit wet here. The water's just slapping up over the side, and as you can see, I am a little bit big for this tender. It's a great tender though. Oh, this is just such a nicer ride. It's bigger, so it's sitting a little bit higher in the water, and the longer hull should give me a much higher top speed, in theory. Great engine though the Spirit is. Oh, we're coming over our own weight now, so it's nice to have that little extra bit of freeboard on there. Fantastic, how beautiful. What a beautiful day to be on the water as well. This is surprising. 2.9 knots, really reasonable little speed for a dinghy. And look at this for the power consumption. These really are great little engines, these Spirits. They're fantastic. And this is the earlier version, the Spirit 1, made by E-Propulsion. Just a little bit about the E-Propulsion engine. This is an electronic key, so if you fall in, it works exactly the same as the keys that you have on a traditional outboard, where you plug those into a throttle or a fuel cutoff or an electronic cutoff, which would cut the outboard. This does exactly the same job. The only thing is, when you pop it back on, you must remember to press the power to get it back on again. The throttle is just a twist throttle, but it's just gorgeous. You can just put as much power or as little power in as you like, and makes maneuvering really easy. So there it is, a Waveline 270 SU, super lightweight. It's a fantastic tender. I'm really impressed with it. it's comfortable, it's riding in the water really, really well, and it wraps up very small, and it's super lightweight as well. Coupled with the E-Propulsion Spirit 1.0, I think it's a winner. We're certainly impressed with it. I'm massively impressed with it. So with that in mind, I'll see you soon, and take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you again on Love Life, Love Boat.